So you look at the ground, right click, then jump. Oh!
He's walked away from stream. He's walked out of the door.
Hey, buddy. I have fun. Oh, yeah, there we go. I got 2 with the skeleton skulls. Look at that.
Because oh yeah, I absolutely love scary things. Oh yeah. Well, see, this is a parkour that I can actually do. So, oh, he says.
There you go. Come out.
Oh, no, no, no! Yes! Finally! And, yeah, we're also going to grab as much copper as we... Oh my goodness me!
Whalehead or
There's a landmine. Timing!
We are the vibing orphans. Focus on what I'm good at, and what I'm doing well, and what I'm surviving.
Chemist, you have 1 life left.
Oh, I forgot about that
Chemist.
part.
I'm gonna die.
Well, at least then we'd be in a group of 3 again. Oh, oh dear, Lainey.
I may have forgotten that we only have limited life.
Oh no.
Whoa, that was not the obsidian.
What?
Oh, ah, there we go.
Kettle!
Well, then go ahead, jump right off. Let's start.
I must.
A large vein! There's a large vein under my... let me at it, let me at it. I don't have a problem.
Laney for me.
Not helped by the fact that the camera's mirrored on OBS, damn it.
Ooh, emerald
Copper,
and
and tell me I'm pretty.
Excuse me?
Somewhat ironically, for the if I can speak. Oh my goodness. You do
I
it.
don't want your
I
dick.
don't
You
wanna
take
do
it. I don't want
I
it
don't
either.
wanna-
I don't want
Mismatched parts does not make it. Oh my goodness.
You okay?
Chemist.
Yes.
Chemist. Can I give you a hint?
Yes.
Take off your armor.
Oh!
Hey, amazing!
Well, hello everybody. How are you all doing today? Eleni coming in, redeeming the button. KN coming in with a follow. Thank you very, very much. That is very appreciated. How are you all doing? I have double checked the use of the tubes, and yeah, don't know why I didn't auto start. Maybe because I scheduled it or something. I don't know. It's weird. Yes, as you will see there, our drink for the day is water today. So Lainey, you have lost all your points. Lainey, I'm pretty sure you even saw me drinking from my glass of water. So, that one's on you, I'm afraid. But yeah, today is quite a special stream because today marks 2 years since I uploaded my first video. 2 years. Which is mental, to be honest. Like, I just started my 2nd year at uni. And I had just built my nice big PC, which is still running, just about. There's a few little things I need to fix here and there. But no, it's been a great great little time. So many wonderful things have happened and have been about because of this. Doing this with things like communities like Tanisha's, joining Interrealms at the end of last year, meeting Eleni, of course. That one's probably up there, you know. Hey, Math Girl! Hello, welcome in. It is going well. It's going well. I'm just saying that yeah, today is the 2-year anniversary of me starting doing content creation. So 2 years ago today, my first YouTube video was released, and then on Tuesday, which is when I'll also be streaming next, it is 2 years since my first ever stream. So it's all, I'm gonna keep like that because it's a bit weird with the all the sandstone. And Enzyme grabbing the first, sneaky. But yeah, no, it's been a crazy and awesome time. Yeah, we've got some people filtering in. How are you all doing today? But yeah, the parents are out all day. Actually, everyone in the house is out all day today, so I thought we'd do a little bonus stream. And this is actually a stream I've been meaning to do, I think since like the start of the year, like January time or something stupid. Is a sort of live, I've been calling it like live tutorial stream, if you will. And I will edit these down into YouTube videos and stuff, but we're gonna build up some of the farms that I've designed over the last little while. Starting with that one. I have so many schematics for this farm, and I really need to change it. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into things and just grab the first farm out here and get underway. I do wanna actually, let's use, what color shulker boxes should we use? Let's use light blue because, well, obvious reasons. Also, my block sounds are off. I need to turn my Spotify down a touch on my end as well. That's better. So yeah, so feel free to like sit back, watch, ask questions, and like please do. That's what this is about. Obviously, you guys all will be able to find the boards and watch along. Right, so what do we need? 2 stacks and 60 redstone dust. Is it is going to be a little bit boring whilst we do this. Just for the YouTube video point of view, I want to have the actual resources to hand. So then 2 stacks and 54 crying obsidian, and I should actually be able to just do stuff like that. Stacking 63 of white stained glass. Stack and 37 purple stained glass. Though actually this actually needs to be another 4. So was that a stack and 41? Because we need to shift all of this along by an extra block, basically. Because this, I don't actually have a schematic for the 6-wood design. Because obviously this works with cherry wood now. 84. What is that? A stack and 20 pistons, a stack and 17 sticky pistons. 20, stacking 17. Stacking 16 white concrete. Stacking 5 scaffolding. Uh, 63 hoppers. $57 observers. $50 repeaters. $43 mangrove logs. Um, 42 chests. $41 lime stained glass, and this is where my my compulsion to color code everything does get a little bit annoying. $35 light blue concrete. $30 purple concrete. Wait, purple concrete. Where's that purple? Oh wait, purple concrete. Yeah. Purple concrete. 26 honey blocks. Uh, 21 mangrove planks. Uh, 17 red stained glass. $16 lime concrete. This is obviously the boring part. Is there a function like Matica that will just give you the resources in creative mode? That's what I want to know, because that would be very useful for this. 13 slabs. I mean, I could use commands, I guess. Right, slash. And trapdoor 11. It's like, I mean, with these little ones, at this point, it's kind of easy just to do that. 9 redstone torches. Eight blocks of redstone. It's like 12 days of Christmas. 9 red torches, 8 blocks of redstone. What's next? 7 red concrete. Ignore me, I'm losing the plot. I'm losing the plot. Here and lucky, no worries. You enjoy the lurk, get some much needed rest. Oh, where'd you go? 6, 8. 8 light blue stained glass. Water buckets. 7 red concrete. 6 ladders. 6 targets. Almost there, almost there. Four droppers. Four mango signs. I'm actually gonna put 5 mango signs there, I think. Yeah. 4 note blocks. 4 packed ice. 3 powered rail. 3 redstone lamps. 'Don't know why redstone lamps are down there. 2 blackstone walls. 2 mangrove fence gates. 2 pink concrete. 2 TNT. 1 cake and 1 piece of dirt. Perfect. Right. Okay. Quick little stretch. Little readjustment in my seat. And yes, right. Because this is gonna be a YouTube video, I'm just gonna record a quick little intro bit. So I shall pause the music briefly, and yeah, we're doing an intro bit. Hello everyone, my name is the Chemist77 and welcome to a special little video. You see, I've actually been meaning to do this for a little while, and a few people have asked for it as well in the comments section. And that is tutorials for some of my farms. Now, obviously, it was Facecam, hello, which means we are currently live. And yeah, so I'm running this as a little bit of a live tutorial for people to come in, ask questions about the farm as I'm building it up. But of course, if you have any farms, if you have any farms about the questions, if you have any questions about the farms, then do let me know in the comment section as well, and I will try to get to those, or as many of those as I can. I'll try to get to. But yeah, so there'll be, I don't know how many of these there'll be, maybe probably just 2 or 3. We might do another one later if people seem to really like it. But yes, so our first farm that we're going to do actually is probably the farm that I am most proud of having designed myself, and that is. Oh, where is it? There it is. I forgot what I'd done for a second. That is my 6-wood tree farm. There's only 5 filters here because I haven't updated the schematic to have the cherry wooded. Whoops. But yes, so this tree farm here will farm 6 types of wood. That would be acacia, jungle, oak, birch, spruce, and cherry, in no particular order. And yeah, but we're gonna get straight into the building here. And so the way I always like to build my farms is if I go to all below and move this down. You can see like this. I generally like to do my farms layer by layer. Hecka boy, hello, welcome in. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good today. Doing pretty good indeed. Yeah, it's Saturday. It's chill. I've got the house to myself today, and yeah, we're doing some Redstone live on stream today. Just some, yeah, as I've called it, my live tutorials. But yeah, I hope you're doing well yourself. But we're gonna do gonna build up the first section here, which will be this segment. Like so. This part probably actually won't be in the video. I don't think I'll do block by block. If that makes sense. Actually, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I do block by block for the tutorial, or should I do like update type stuff? So I'll do like this section, like this whole bit first, and then another bit later, or what? I don't know. Block by block. Okay. We'll have music off then. We'll have music off. So I'm a blank streamer and you like blank. I'm a Minecraft streamer and I like Minecraft. I'm assuming that's a sort of fill in the blanks things there, but if not, I filled them in for you. Correct. I am correct. Wonderful. Yeah, no. To be fair, I say I'm a Minecraft streamer. I'm a mostly Minecraft streamer. I'll do a few other things here and there, bit of Satisfactory, bit of Deep Rock Galactic. But yeah, mostly Minecraft on here. And yeah, two years of doing content today. But right, yeah, okay, we'll recording mode again, because I completely forgot to show the actual resources we need for this. So yes, we are going to be building up this farm. I have been informed by my chat that I should do this block by block. So if you're wanting to follow along yourself, that's 1 box of resources, and that's another box of resources. The concrete is basically any solid block. It doesn't need to be color coded. I just like to color code all of my redstone lines. So we can see we have white there, green for the dupers, etc. etc. One thing to note though is in pretty much every case the glass does need to be glass, because of how redstone interacts with transparent blocks and stuff. Probably the exception to that is the glass on the collection system here. That's generally fine. But anyway, so we're going to get started here. All below, there we go. So, and I am going to do this in creative mode. I appreciate this is a little bit more easier than doing it in survival. But I'll try and point out the difficult bits in survival and how you might want to do those. You're a hardware and computer engineer? Oh, nice. Yes, I am. I graduated uni this year, doing material science and engineering. So I now have my degree in that, and then in a couple months' time, in January next year, beginning of January next year, I'm actually moving to Australia for a job out there doing some research. Which will be very exciting. So I'm currently in the process of saving up the money to do that. But yeah, now because I am doing this block by block, it does mean my attention to chat is going to be even worse than normal. And it's not good at the best of times. But yeah. So yes, as you will have seen from some of my previous videos and stuff, I do like to build my farms up layer by layer. So I'm going to try and sort of kind of stick this to segment by segment as well. So we'll start with this main redstone bit down here. So we've got this little shape first of all here, and we can then throw in the piston and the redstone block just there. So there's one block gap there. I am going to be using Easy Place for this again. If you don't have Easy Place, a lot of this stuff is simple as bringing temporary blocks and doing it like so. But for the sake of speeding up stream and speeding up the video, I'm going to be using Easy Place. And I'll keep floating around slowly so you can see our block patterns and where everything needs to go. So again, this is where our previous layer is. We're going to place some white concrete on the top here, and this is then going to be topped with a whole bunch of redstone. And this is probably a good time to point out, I haven't done tutorial stuff before. This is kind of very new to me, and I kind of why I'm doing it live as well. Because live streaming is a bit more comfortable for me. I'm a bit more used to it. And it means I can like answer some questions about this in real time. As I fill stuff on here. Now, Eleni, one of my wonderful mods, this is probably her favorite farm from the point of view that it has a cake. So we can eat 2 slices out of this cake. And what this does is this actually limits the length of this here pulse extender that we have. So these 2 comparators are a little pulse extender. And this is controlling all like the leaf breaking mechanism and the block pusher outer for the trunk of the tree. I'll go over all this sort of stuff again once we've built the farm. And yeah. But for now, we're then just going to add some blue concrete here as well, and a couple bits of yellow. So we're now looking at that sort of shape. Again, I go underneath. That's where we started. And we're now looking at that. So if we go up the next layer, again, we'll start with the white. And then, and there's a bit more out there. Then we'll go over to the blue. At this point we have an iron trapdoor. And this needs to be facing north. So I believe, yeah. You want to place it against that block just there. Then we'll head back over to the yellow concrete here. So this yellow concrete here, this is the item filter to filter out apples from me running oak trees and just sticks as well in general. You like Eleni does like cake. Eleni is telling me in chat that she likes cake. I don't need to be told that. I know you like cake. Then I've got a little bit of pink concrete there. The pink concrete, there's just 2 bits in this farm. That's, I think, mainly the on and off, like switch powering circuits. Again, all of this concrete, it just has to be any solid block. You can make it all the same if you want to. You could use terracotta if you really wanted, or glazed terracotta. But But yeah, I just like to color code all of my redstone lines so I know what is doing what, basically. I know this blue line is what controls like the timer for the TNT dupers and stuff. The white controls the main central core. Purple here is our main storage item filters. Yellow here is the little item filters. So let's hop ourselves up another level. This is where things may start to get a little bit difficult. So we're gonna actually start with our pink concrete there. And then we're gonna move back to our white. Now I have a piece of white glass here. So just be careful with that because that does need to be white. For reasons that will become apparent. But we can continue this line round. Carry on over here. Again, white glass. Important that it's glass. And then if we come over here, we've got a little bit of white concrete just there on top of this sticky piston. And a bit more at the end here, just on top of where this purple glass will be. And then we can go over to our blue concrete. This is where we're going to start placing our scaffolding in. So this is how we're sending a redstone signal vertically. Again, I'll come to that at the end. Don't you worry, Eleni, there is red concrete. There is red concrete in it. I believe there's 7 pieces of red concrete. So now we're going to start working on this system here. I'll turn the solid rendering on just so you can see the directions of the hoppers a bit better. This is the system that spams the bone meal at the sapling, basically. So right next to this blue one, we've got a piston, then an observer, then a couple more observers, and generally you'll want to place this one first and then that one so you don't have any unwanted updates. Then we'll put the dropper in. This is the dropper. That's not solid. And then we're going to place 4 hoppers going that way. Placing a chest in the middle of those. 1 hopper going into that chest. And then we need to place this double chest here, just starting above the cake and then to the left. And then 1 hopper going into that chest there. So I believe, I can't remember, I think this one is the sticks and this one is the apples, and it does matter which way around they go, but I may need to double check which way around they go because I can't remember. So then we can continue on with that. Then if we move up another layer, round to the front side here, got redstone to put in. A repeater set to 8 ticks of delay. This is the other thing I will take the time to mention here. When I'm talking in terms of repeaters, I talk in terms of game ticks. It's slightly confusing. Game ticks and redstone ticks are slightly different. 1 redstone tick is 2 game ticks. So when I'm talking about a repeater, I'll be talking in terms of 2, 4, 6, or 8 ticks of delay. That's then going into another block with a redstone torch on top. Then if we come around to our pink concrete, we're going to place a bit of redstone on top of that with a target block. And then with our yellow concrete here, we're just going to set it up as a pretty standard item filter with the comparators, and then 2 hoppers going into those comparators. You must make sure that these hoppers don't go into the hoppers below. I'm also at this point going to take in the time to fill in these slabs. Again, it doesn't matter what type of slabs they are. Just to make sure that there's an actual solid space here for us. So then if we come around here to this side, got 2 more bits of redstone dust, another repeater at 8 ticks, and then alternating concrete and sticky pistons. Oh, I do apologise. I don't know why I'm suddenly really tired. Might be because it's quite warm in here. Now we're going to leave that side and come over to this side, where we have our sort of long bit sticking out. Do the exact same thing here, repeater set to 8 ticks, and alternating sticky pistons and concrete. Or again, whatever solid block you're using. Now comes some of the slightly complicated redstone. Well, actually, before we do that, we'll chuck this observer and dropper in here. Again, this is our bone meal feed mechanism. And then comes some of the slightly complicated redstone here. So, what we have is, if we go in relation to these 2 hoppers here, which are pointing into, what are they called? Comparators. We're going to place 2 double chests next to them like that. And then a solid block. And then a sticky piston. And then next to this back chest here, we're going to do a similar thing. Solid block, sticky piston. Then next to this chest, we're going to want an observer. So it will power the white concrete here. And then this one, we're going to want an observer facing down. So to do that, you're going to want to come down underneath here and place that. Now, when you do a lot of this stuff, sometimes it will fire some of these pistons. So you do want to make sure that none of this gets messed up. Particularly with what we're going to do on top of here. Stuff can get messed up quite quickly. So now what's left to do is go around here, finish up these last bits of concrete. We'll put in these 2 chests. These are mainly just a bit of storage. So any spare saplings, any extra bone meal. These 2 chests here are actually where you're going to put your bone meal in. They are a little awkward to get to once everything's built up because of all of this stuff here. But you can get your way around fairly easily. And one more thing just over here. Little bit of scaffolding. So the next layer is our sort of massive load of hoppers, which is what collects all of our spare saplings. So this is our sapling... What's the word I'm looking for? Sapling replenishing mechanism, I guess you could call it. Anyway, so bit of blue concrete and a lever. And this is our on-off switch. Now, once I finish building this up, I will show another way that you can have this to turn on and off automatically, where by just sort of stepping here and it will automatically turn it on. Which is it's very handy if you're like playing on servers and you don't want to leave stuff accidentally running and whatnot. There's 2 TNT dupers there. So yeah. But sticking around on our little platform here, we've got a couple bits of glass to place in, a bit of concrete and another piece of redstone dust. And then we can sort of just start working our way around clockwise here. So off the chest here, at the top, we've got 2 bits of glass, followed by a redstone lamp, and then on our array of sticky pistons and concrete blocks here, we've got concrete, repeater just at base 2 ticks delay, a target, and then you just mirror that. Fairly easy to point out. Then we're going to go fly to this side, do near enough the exact same thing. Chuck an extra bit of scaffolding on there. And then we are going to come to our array. Again, for this part, I'm going to go into solid rendering so you can see the directions of the hop as well. And so the first thing we're going to do for point of reference is put this dropper in. For 2 reasons. One is it's straight up on a block. And 2, it's different from everything else here. So we're then going to go ahead and put this dirt block in. Then we have to put this observer in. Now, again, this is one of those ones that can be a little awkward because it's got to power this block. So we're going to jump down here onto this little chest next to the pink concrete and place that in like so. Marbra, hello, hello. Happy time zone to you as well. How are you doing? Good to see you. So then the next thing we're going to do is place an observer here. And then an observer just here to power this dropper. And then all that's left to do... oh, sorry, I forgot one more thing. We want a dropper just there. And then all that's left to do is put the hoppers in. So we're going to start on the left-hand side here. If we're looking out that way, left-hand side of this dropper. And we're just going to make our way around like so. If you don't already, I would definitely encourage getting the Vanilla Tweaks directional hoppers resource pack and observers, to be fair. It is very helpful when doing stuff like this. But basically what we do here is we kind of just make a loop. And like technically it doesn't really matter which way around or how you do these hoppers, so long as they all eventually end up pointing into this dropper. Which I did not mean to break. Not bad. Soon heading to a craft fair with your mum. Thanks for the games last night. It was fun. Nice. I love it. Love a craft fair. Love a craft fair. A good fun. And yeah, glad you enjoyed yourself. And again, I heard something get fired. So we obviously updated some sort of observer. I think it was that one. But I think we're good. Again, nothing orange here for the schematic, so we're all safe. And then there's just one last observer over there. So once we've done this, I'm actually gonna pause building up on the redstone here and start building the collection system. So we're gonna come all the way back over here. So at this point, you might want to fill in the ladder, depending on how high above the ground you have this, just as a way to get up to this platform. So this right here, this is where we're going to stand. So we're going to stand here and place saplings just there. And but yeah, so we're going to jump back down here, go right to the bottom, and it's pretty standard for building up item filters. Only instead of according to this schematic, we're actually going to chuck an extra one on the end here. And the schematic's going to have a hissy fit of us. So we're just setting up a standard impulse item sorter. And again, I'm using EasyPlace to speed the process up. Except when I can't. And depending on how much wood you're planning on wanting or needing, you can make this as big as or as little as you want it. So here I have it 3 chests deep. You can make it 4, you can make it 2, or just 1. Well, you do have to be careful with how the item filter works. So we're gonna have ourselves some comparators. And then we're just going to replace that like that so we can open this top chest. Because if we have ice there, we can't actually open the chest, which is a slight problem. So then we're just going to go ahead, run along here, finish filling that in. Up the next level. And yes, I did account for these extra bits of glass and extra honey in the boxes over here. And we've also got signs that we're going to fill along here to hold the water in place. And obviously stop from extinguishing. And also I realized that needs to go there. So we keep going along with the glass and honey. Throw in a sign. Throw in a water source. And keep going round. And that right there is our water stream to sort out our logs. So if we go up, you don't technically need this, but I always like to, or I generally like to have a lid on my tunnels. It makes them feel more sort of pipeline-esque, I guess. The next thing is to make a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 9 platform of crying obsidian. And this is centered along this water source right there. So you want to go above that water source, 4 out in each direction. And then fill it in. Oh, excuse me. So then we go up a level, and then we just build little walls just around the edges here. Put in the water, which then lines up perfectly with the middle just there. Throw another layer of crowing obsidian on top of that. And then just over here, we need a few little bits of obsidian just to protect some of the farm, because the blast chamber is quite close because we're limited by the piston push limit. And it's at this point, when we go up a level, that we're then working on the main part of the farm. So we're going to start ourselves at the front of this farm. So where we have a little platform with our on switch. And we're going to place some solid blocks. These are redstone dust. And this is, again, where I want to reiterate, if you haven't already, do get yourself some temporary blocks if you're not using Easy Place or Tweakeroo, flexible block placement, stuff like that. Because you will need them. You will very much need them. And so once we've got this little shape done here, we can move over by placing a couple glass blocks there. Not forgetting our redstone dust. And 2 pistons. Now these pistons mark our double piston extender block pusher. So what's going to happen is there is going to be a tree trunk generate there like that. Obviously not mangrove. And we'll put these blocks in now as well. This block is basically going to get pushed into this position, which pushes the trunk out this way. And if I do this, you can see we then have a little slot here, which is where the logs get pushed out of. Now is where things get a little bit complicated, because this observer we placed in beforehand, we actually now need to get rid of. And we're actually going to place these couple blocks from the next level in first, like so, and then a fence. The reason being is fences and walls, they have a different state depending on whether there's blocks next to them. Obviously with the little, if I place this, it has these couple fence lines. But also changes state if there's something on top. Because it's what determines whether it's a block tall or a block and a half tall. And so we need to actually break that observer. Otherwise it'll mess up our redstone that's down here. And then we're going to come back down and hopefully find somewhere to replace that observer in. Which, as I am so wonderfully showing, is easier said than done. Obviously, if you have Tweakeroo, it's easier done than said. If it's working, some servers, if they don't have, I can't remember what it is. I think it's Servux. The easy place function won't function properly. But so once we've got this little shape and that's all in, that's perfectly fine now, unless you accidentally place a block here. So then we're going to throw in a dispenser here. So this is our bone meal dispenser that will grow our saplings. And I will mention as well, these don't have to be mangrove logs, but they do have to be a type of log. And I don't think it works with nether tree logs either. Or does it? No, I think it does. As long as it has the... if I open up the F3, as long as it's a block that has the... Where is it? Where my mouse is on the right hand side here. Minecraft logs tag, block tag. You'll be fine to use it. But I like to use mangrove logs because it's a obviously different wood type to any of the ones that we can use in the farm here. So we're going to place another log behind our dispenser there. Then we can go around and place in our pistons. So we've got 2 regular pistons with the inside one with a sticky piston. And then mirror that there. And then mirror all that on the other side, like so. And yeah, if you want, you can do what I accidentally did there. Place those glass blocks in. Then facing our sort of big collection point here. 2 regular pistons, leaving obviously the little gap here for the trunk to go through. Then if we come on this front side next to these pistons, but I'm going to call this bit the letterbox from now rather than the gap the trunks go through. It's a bit of a mouthful every time I want to refer to it. So from now on I'll call this the letterbox. So each side we're going to want a plain glass block, some 2 bits of crying obsidian, a solid block, a redstone block, and then an iron trapdoor. And that should be open because it's next to the redstone block. And then we're going to mirror that on this side. You'll start seeing a theme about this soon enough. And then trapdoor just there. It doesn't actually matter which way this goes, because this is just functioning the same as down here. Yes. So now we're going to come over to the left-hand side here. So this is facing forwards in the front. Well, yeah, this is facing forwards. So this is the back side of the farm. This is the front, left, and right. We're going to go over to the left-hand side here, where we put our little tree of pistons. We're going to have some white stained glass, or again, just any glass. And then off the back, 2 bits of glass, a solid block, and then provided I don't fall there, sticky piston, redstone block, trapdoor. And we're going to mirror it on that side. Sorry, this isn't quite mirrored on this side. So that is basically what that is then looking like. Fill in the redstone dust just down that way. And then turn around. We can chuck in those 2 bits of glass as we go along. So basically, other than the letterbox here, there should be blocks all the way around. So we're going to come across to the right-hand side now and do the exact same thing. But mirrored, of course. And once we've done that, we can move up to the next layer. And from here on out, with the exception of some of this redstone, a lot of it is just rinse and repeat. So start with the logs. Just go like so. Basically, there's just logs going on top of the logs that already exist here. Then let's start off at the front. 3 sticky pistons here, and a observer facing there. And that is then another thing that you have to be careful of here. I forgot about. So you do have to be careful with your observers. building this up. If there's a block in front of the observer, put the block in first. Don't do what I just did. Otherwise, you'll have a lot of rearranging to do. Then we're going to come to the back of these sticky pistons here. 2 solid blocks. Glass block off to the left-hand side. Target block. Repeater. Like so. And then if we're looking forwards again, we can fill in these blocks just down to the left of us here. Now let's head over to the other side of the farm where the letterbox is. Place pistons on the top there. Observers facing into those. Here it doesn't matter if we fire the observers because it's just these piston bits that are moving. So we're going to place our scaffolding in. Place the crying obsidian around to protect that from the explosions from the blast chamber. And then we're going to do that on the other side. And then go and chuck that piece of scaffolding in there. Then it's just the left and right hand side. And again, you'll see here that they're just mirrors of each other. So the 2 sticky pistons. Sorry, the 2 regular pistons, then the sticky piston. Again, no blocks in front of here, so it doesn't matter what order we do this in. Glass block and redstone dust here. You'll notice that a lot of what we do here is just getting redstone signal up top. And we have the same thing. And so then we can throw in these extra bits of glass. A lot of these are just for spawn proofing. And then we can throw in our repeaters. Now, our repeaters into these side pistons here are set to 4 ticks of delay. If something breaks with these double piston extenders for the leaf crushers, more than likely it will be that there's one of these repeaters is not set to the right delay. So we're going to head over to the opposite side here and do the exact same thing. Just like so. Right, and at this point I'm going to take a quick break. I've been going for just over an hour now, and yeah, you probably tell I really need one. So yeah, take a quick break. I'll be back in a few minutes' time. I'll run a load of ads as well, because you're not going to miss anything. You're not going to miss any content when I'm over break, so that worked quite well. And yeah, I'll chuck some music back on for the break, and yeah, be back soon. Okay, I'm back. I had a little stretch. Got myself some squash, which hopefully has a bit more sugar in it for me. I might keep this as a short stream. I'm not gonna lie. I am finding this quite draining. Doing this. So we'll see. We may get one more in. We may just head over to Interrealms and do some stuff on there. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway. Before I go back into recording, I do just want to check something. Okay, and with that layer done, we can move on to the next one. We can do the same thing again. There go the logs. Hit the front side first. 3 sticky pistons. Now this time we're going to put just a solid block, not a observer. 2 glass on the right hand side, glass on the left hand side. And more around there. Ignore that floating button, we'll come to that later. Then we'll go front side, again, 2 pistons either side of the letterbox, 2 glass blocks, and then a scaffolding, and now our crying obsidian is just covering up the top there. Same on this side, and we'll throw in our extra bit of scaffolding there. And then once again we have the 2 sides. Like so. And this time, yeah, again with 1 scaffolding on top of this bit. Oh, I also missed a piece of redstone dust down there apparently, and 1 down, and all of those as well apparently. I will leave the download link for the schematic in the video description, so if you're a bit confused, then you can look around there. Having a little fun with the create mod, changing stuff inside of it, program. Ooh, I like the sound. That sounds fun. Yeah, let me know if you find anything cool with it. Idea of the day: if you fill a pinata with ketchup, you'll never have to host a children's party ever again. Oh dear. Oh dear. Right. Alright, we're gonna do the same again here. Whoops. Put our pistons in, glass blocks, and the redstone dust. I'm also going to double check to make sure I've not forgotten anything. Oh, there we go, there's a glass block just there. Okay, now this actual bit for the chamber then is actually basically just repeated going straight up here. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pistons tall, and we're basically copying everything we've just done. So I'll fly a little around with the solid schematic, and it's just important to note that, yeah, our observers are every other block. Here they're alternating with glass. And again, same thing here. Our glass is just sort of going from 1 to 2 to 1 to 2. And another reminder to make sure that where we have our pistons and stuff and these repeaters going into them, they need to be on 4 ticks of delay. You only started to learn how to program yesterday. You've decided to skip some lessons and mess around with it. Honestly, for me, that's probably one of the best ways I learn is just getting on and doing things. Like, you know, I'm an engineer slash scientist, whatever. You know, I like to experiment around with stuff. Oh, wait, no, not that bit. Oh, that was close. I missed one there as well. And there we go. Our tree chamber is all built up. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pistons tall. Here we have just blocks all the way up. Here we have here we have blocks all the way up. And then here, directly next to this dirt, it's all the way up. And then it's alternating, with the exception of this one on the very bottom. Now, what these trunks do is, in the case of growing acacia and cherry trees, is they stop logs generating off to these side bits here. So we only basically harvest the logs that then generate in this or vertical slice, that then get pushed out through the letterbox. And again, just to once more look around through here so you can get a good idea of how it looks, and so I can make sure I've not missed any blocks like I had just there. So it's basically just repeating this 2-layer bit on top of each other a few times. Same again around here. Same again over here. We'll get to this little section that I've not done in a bit. This is our oak mode. But we'll do that in a little bit. But for now, we're going to go up another layer. Put the last of the glass on top of here for our double piston extender. Surround the top here in a ring of glass. Add once again to the scaffolding tower there. And now we're going to add in our oak mode. So, let's say for the sake of argument, we're going to get a temporary block. We're going to go one on top there and one across. And we're going to place a piece of red concrete. So this is directly above the dirt block with an air gap between the top here. We're then, and this is where stuff is going to get a little tricky, trying to get the observer placement in if you don't have Tweakaroo or Easy Place. But basically, probably the easiest way of doing this is, again, let's say we're using dirt as a temporary block. The easiest way to do this would be to place one there, probably place one somewhere like that, come down, place the observer in there, get rid of those, and then place that observer like so. Then if we go up a level, we have another issue, so we're going to go 2 temporary blocks like that to place the piston face down. And then we want 2 repeaters, one at 2 ticks closest to the piston, one at 8 ticks furthest away. And that's going to be reading from this block here. So this block is in line with this repeater like so. And there's also some glass blocks to put there that I missed. Up another layer, we have another sticky piston to put there. So I believe this is, whoops, try not to fall down. I believe this is actually a triple piston extender. Yeah. So there's another one to go on top. Same process again. And we'll do that like so. Same process as the pistons we can do for this observer. And then placing them like this to face into this middle piston right here. So then that we can come off the other side here, place 3 red concrete. Eleni will be very happy that there's now finally some red in this build. Sticky piston, observer powering downwards, which is just normally like standing here, piston, and another redstone block. But we'll head up now with the redstone dust, and then 3 rails, and then an observer like this now, which you should be able to do by placing it against the side of that rail. Now let's have a look down here, and everything's broken. I would expect nothing less. But fortunately with this, it's just a case of breaking those and placing them back in. And hopefully that's everything. Yeah. So last thing to do at the top here is place some glass on the top for spawn proofing. That's going to break that redstone block there, so we'll replace that. Then other slightly awkward bit. Eleni says yay in the chat. Then this is probably one of the most annoying parts of the build, is getting this zigzag down. again, if you have Tweakeroo, it's very easy with the flexible block replacement like I'm using here. Or alternative, you can easy place if you're just using like Matica. But the point is, this comes down with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks in the diagonal. You could also, probably one of the best ways to start this off might be to grab your temporary block, go from this glass block on top of the target here, go out 2 blocks, and then start going up from there. And then go up until you reach that. So then I'm going to put redstone dust on all of these, including that red concrete. And so then redstone block, sticky piston. Again, you're likely going to need temporary blocks for. Then we'll do the glass first, although I don't think it matters. And then a sticky piston. And an observer like so. And this glass here is again just for spawn proofing. And so, as I said before, this is our oak mode switch, which I realized I forgot to actually put the button underneath there. So we want a button on that red concrete block here. This light is to indicate whether you have oak mode on or off. Ignore this observer, that doesn't actually need to be there. Hence why there was one extra observer in the shulker box. And so what this button does, it actually does 2 things. Well, 3 things if you include turning on the lights. But first thing it does is it pushes this block down to there. And this is very, very important because what this does is it stops the horrible oak trees from growing, the big complicated ones. Because unlike acacia and cherry, the large oak trees will grow leaves diagonally away from the center of the trunk. But yeah, and so we can just press the button again and it retracts it. Now the second thing you might have noticed that it does is it blocks this redstone line off. So this solid block here cuts the redstone line here. And what that does is that stops these top 2 rows of pistons from firing, which we obviously don't want to happen because there is a red concrete block here. And if these did fired, then it would typically just get pushed out of the letterbox with all the other tree logs, and then we'd get big complicated oak trees, which we don't want. So again, you can see we turn that off, it gets retracted. On and off. So the next thing to do is to get the blast chamber working, and then the farm should be operational. So what we do here is this scaffolding here is in line with our sort of ring of glass along the top here. And we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more on top of that. 6, 7 more on top of that. And 1 gap away from that, we're going to put a solid block. I'm using blue concrete because this is linked to this circuit. And so we're going to go out 3 and then 3 more here. And I believe, yep, on top of here, we're now going to put 1 more scaffolding and an observer. And this is now where things get really complicated, because we have to get down to there. Now the easiest way to do this is place this green glass next to us here. And if you're doing this in survival, doing it with water is probably going to be best. Because this is above the blast chamber, we don't need to worry about water breaking or spilling over anything. I already have water in my inventory and my Muppet. So all we're going to do here is we're going to place our water and we're going to look at what order we're putting things in. So we've got green concrete, a piston, which may be a bit awkward because of the placement, glass, and then green concrete again. So you've got concrete. Now, if you're using Easy Place, by all means put the piston in. You can probably get away with just waiting though. Or just putting a temporary block in, if not. Then you're going to put the glass, then you're going to put the piston, concrete. And then, diagonally down from that, so either put a temporary block there, and then put your glass there. Or again, you can easy place it. You can tweak your accurate block placement. And we want 3 of these. So at this point, we can now break this water. And so once we've got these in, it's pretty simple for building up. Getting around to do this trapdoor can be a bit awkward. That's going against that side of that block. But it's just a couple temporary blocks. And then we've got green concrete or just any solid block. And now our repeaters. We want 3 repeaters, each at 8 ticks, facing towards where this sticky piston is. So towards where we drop the water down. And if we go up another level, we'll concentrate around here. That's another diagonal up. And then we're diagonaling double back. And we're putting glass all the way along except for next to our piston there. Yeah, so you may want to break that glass if you need to get over here. If you have jump boost on, obviously it doesn't matter. And so now we can put that little fence gate in. So that's going against the glass block. It doesn't really matter which way it goes as long as it goes against that glass block, which you should be able to reach down from here. Now it's saying they're on safe at the minute because we don't have the other blocks in place. Because we need a wall just the other side of that. Now probably the best way of doing this is to actually keep that fence gate shut and then jump on said fence gate. Because then it's a lot easier, because it's also a block and a half high. You can just put the wall in and put those 2 glass blocks in. Open that now. Go up a block in the schematic this is. place solid block, clear block, solid block just there. And now with TNT dupers, I always say put the TNT in last. Always put the TNT in last, because if you accidentally update an observer incorrectly, or you accidentally click a note block, which is very easy to do with this design, many things can go wrong very quickly. Because the last thing you want is to blow up your entire TNT duper. No, which is also why I say don't set your item filters up until once everything's up and running. Because, again, if you accidentally blew some of your farm up and you have overflow protection like we do over here of fire, if these are all filtered out set and I've got, you know, iron trapdoors, repeaters and stuff all flowing through here, they're all just going to get burnt. Whereas because I don't have the filter set up, they're just going to land in these hoppers here. So we're going to place piston there, observer, and our 2 bits of redstone dust. We're going to leave our TNT. We're going to go up a block. I'm going to fall off again. Come around this side. And again, I'm going to do this as if people aren't using easy place or flexible placement. So we're going to place note block, observer, note block, observer. That's the wrong way. Might be easier to come up here. Nope. You may need to break that glass block. And I am going to use easy place there just to get those in for speed. And then we're going to place an observer facing the opposite direction to here with a trapdoor against it. And again, that is why I always leave the TNT till last, because I've done that in the wrong order. And now the observer needs to be placed back. So we need to put this observer in before we place that redstone dust, along with that, because that then won't update any of that. And now, hey presto, nothing has moved. So now if we come up here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 repeaters, all set to 8 ticks of delay, 8 game ticks, into a nice solid block at the end. And that solid block has a glass block on top. And if we go back over here, we can see all the glass blocks on top of, well, all the components here, again, for spawn proofing purposes. We also have a few bits of blue concrete we can put in. So there's 2 blocks between each of these. So this one goes on top of the trapdoor. This bit goes on top of the sticky piston. And this bit goes sort of, yeah, where they would intersect on each axis. One block away from the glass here. And so that's one TNT duper done. Now the next one, because we already have this one built up, is a lot easier. Also because this next one is actually higher up. So we're going to come onto these repeaters here. Again, if you're not using easy place or anything, 3 temporary blocks off of the front glass there. So you can see we've come off this bit of glass here. And we're now placing 3 glass just like that. And now this is, these 3 glass here is the same as these 3 glass here. You see, if I build up, we're building up the exact same thing. Just slightly higher up. So again, 2 bits of concrete. Put your trapdoor in. 3 repeaters at 8 game ticks. And it's this point, because we didn't start above us, it's pretty easy just to keep jumping up. So you can place that glass in, place that fence gate in. Again, probably... What happened there? Again, have it closed so you can then put the wall in and the glass blocks. Don't forget to open it. There's another very, very important thing. If you forget to open it, your TNT won't fall down and kaboom. You get the idea. So now back over onto this side. If we go up, this is where we double back. We've got 1, 2, 3 bits of glass. Don't forget the redstone dust on the end there. A piece of concrete. And a regular piston. Then we can start building up the duper again, same as before. Leaving out the TNT. Up another level. I fall off again. Again, back here. Again, glass. We go forwards here. We're not going to put that piece of redstone dust in. We can instead put the observer in here. So this activation, this is the activation for the TNT duper, and it's slightly different to what we have down here. Purely just from the reason of how the circuitry works out. So you have observer, there's a note block, we can put our sticky piston in there. Then we can put in the observer, the trapdoor, and then the redstone dust. And then of course, damn. Then of course, our glass to spawn proof. And now the last thing to do before the farmer is able to run is to sort this blue section out. And this is our clock. This determines, you know, the cycle of our TNT dupers. So if we again come down to this level, that's where we are here. If we go up one more, we've got a sticky piston off to the end of this light blue's chain here, all with redstone dust on. And then all we're doing here is building our hopper clock. So we have the sticky piston, a gap, redstone block, a gap, and then more blue concrete. So it's going to be 3 blue concrete, 1 to the right, 1, 2, 3 to the left, And then on each of these two blue concrete, we're going to have a comparator. Those are each going to be going into another piece of blue concrete. And then we're setting up a simple etho hopper clock just here. Then if we head up a level from there, there's redstone dust on all of this blue concrete. Sticky pistons where you would expect them for the hopper clock. A redstone block. Spawn proofing glass just there and there. And then all we need to do is place items in the hopper clock. And I can't remember how many. So if you'll bear with me, we're going to jump back onto IR quickly. Just quickly do that. What was I looking for? Hopper clock. Yep. That's confusing. But yeah, we're looking for 20 items in the thing. And so in the I have my sneak placement on. And so in the hopper clock, we're going to place 20 items. Well, 20 items that stack to 64. That's probably the key thing there. And so this is now primed, so we can add in our TNT. There and there. And so all that remains to be done is to turn it on and set up our filters. Now I generally use rockets as my filler item. Force a habit. So here is where our sticks go. And here is where our apples go. Now, bone meal, as I said earlier, goes into these two chests here. Again, a little awkward to get to, but you can just fill these two double chests up. Like so. Then grab a sapling. Let's use, for the sake of argument, cherry saplings. Because cherry wood is cool, we can come in here, flick that lever. Now the first one is a bit awkward because generally you'll be placing against a log here. So you can either place a log there yourself and place it in. And then you can see our TNT going off. Or you can just walk up here, press that and try and get out before it grows. And just like that, the tree grows, the logs get pushed, And obviously, yep, TNT is growing. So how does this work? So let's grow a few trees. And I will warn you, this gets a little bit hectic. So the tree grows, which changes the state of this log. So let's tick freeze. So we plant a tree. I'm gonna just tick every 2 ticks. So the tree has grown. This fence has now changed state, which is detected by this observer. That observer there, you can see the red on the side flashing. This powers this piston. Okay. So if we advance by another 2 game ticks, that moves this over. Now it also powers, or this piston firing to move this here, triggers this piston. So what happens here is this observer gets moved to here, which powers this block and this repeater. And it immediately then gets retracted out of the way there as well. Because otherwise, when this pushes through, the observer detects the change in state of the fence back to the original one and fires through again, which we don't want to do. So we have to move this observer out of the way. So if we advance another 2 ticks, we can see this whole line lights up. And if we follow this line, it comes from here. First of all, it goes right and left. So these do the exact same thing and activates our leaf crushers. So firstly, changes the state of this trapdoor, which changes the state of all of this scaffolding, which sets off our leaf crushers here. And it also fires up through here, which, because this redstone dust is powering these logs here, as soon as these pistons get pushed next to these logs, they also get powered. Now what also happens is this pulse extender gets started. Like so. And we actually should be able to see... Okay, not quite just yet. Not quite just yet. If we go forward again. There we go. You can see everything changing now. The leaves have been cleared from here. And this is now all powered. And this is our mechanism. You can see here. That pushes... I do apologize, it's a bit difficult to see. That pushes our log switch. So again, if we advance through another 2 ticks, this first line is extended thanks to this redstone dust. Now these observers, because they have moved, are going to power the pistons. It's probably easier if I do that, I've just realized. That are here, these pistons. So if we advance another 2 ticks, you can see there they go, they get extended. And the wood gets pushed out of the letterbox. Now this cake is here to shorten the length of this pulse extender and to limit it to make the farm as fast as possible. Technically the farm would work without the cake. It just would be a bit slower, that's all. Because the farm can't turn itself back on for the next tree until this whole line has depowered and the pistons are attracted. We can see everything depowering as I keep advancing through ticks. And these observers here again trigger these pistons which grab those blocks back. So if I unfreeze the game again, place another tree, you can watch it all happening in real time. Like so. So there's that getting retracted. And this block also gets brought down so it doesn't power twice. Here's our pulse extender. Gets cut off. And you'll also see in our inventory, we get a sapling every time a tree grows. And this is what this line here does, is it powers this dropper in front of us. And so what we can see then, if I turn that off, because that's very loud, this is now actually filling up with cherry logs. And also sticks that have fallen in from being blown up. So again, you do something like set up a filter item, do it for all the different wood types there, and away you go. So now let's say we want to go farm some oak now. We grab our oak saplings, we put it into oak mode, which you can see has put our little stopping block there. So if I turn this on, you'll see that we get lots and lots of oak trees. And if I come out here, eventually we should see some oak coming through. Yeah. And because we're having to limit the height here, they are all only 4 blocks tall, unfortunately. So the oak rates are a little slow for us for this farm. But that's because we have to stop the large oak trees from spawning. And again, switching out trees is just as simple as switching saplings. There are a couple things to note, and that is, one, obviously jungle trees have very bad sapling rates, so I always tend to keep at least 4 behind so I can grow a big tree and use a fortune hoe to get more saplings. And acacia trees can also be a bit funny with saplings because a lot of the space in this chamber here is filled up with just logs. And because of how acacia trees generate, you don't actually end up getting a lot of leaves to get saplings from. So I do generally keep a few acacia saplings behind just to be on the safe side. If you've if you start out with like half a stack to a stack of acacia saplings anyway, generally you get back what you put in. It's pretty good for that though. It's if you've only got like maybe like 4 or 5, sometimes you can get a bit unlucky with the leaves generating. But yeah, and there we go. That is the tree farm. Cake included. Now I did mention earlier in the video, / the stream, that there is an alternative way of turning this on. And so if I hop over to the Interrealms SMP, and I set my status, streaming, if I come up here, you can see again slightly different wood types here. I've got dark oak instead of mangrove. It's fine. You'll see here I have a slightly different setup for turning the farm on. So rather than having a lever, which I have a number of times, forgotten to turn off, and a couple times it actually glitched out because I ended up going into lazy chunks, which then blew up the TNT dupers. Not good. So I've actually changed it now so that there's a proximity based turn on. So you just have to stand here at the farm and it'll turn itself on, step out and it'll turn itself off. And fundamentally it's exactly the same as the lever. It's just we actually end up running into a copper trapdoor, not a copper trapdoor, sorry, a copper bulb, which we use as a T flip-flop. Take that observer pulse, turn it into a constant on switch, so to speak, and everything functions exactly the same. So in the description there will be schematics for the one that we just did. With the lever on off, and I'll also make a proper schematic for this one that has the observer based on off. Also I have put a sign here. This is to stop, particularly when you're doing acacia leaves. Leaves can sometimes generate in that block, which is very awkward, and a bit of a pain. So yeah, don't forget to put that sign there. I'll make sure to do that on the other one as well. Ruby Emily, hello, welcome in there on the land of the YouTube. I do apologise for not catching your message. Actually, it's not been too long. It's only been a couple minutes. That's pretty good by my standards. But yeah, I'm doing well. I'm a little tired. I'll probably cut today's stream short. I was hoping to get 2 or 3 of these in, but one they're taking. Well, this one's taken a lot longer than I thought, and yeah, I am just a little tired. I was fine up until I started streaming, and then so I might log out and just sort of chill with some people for a bit. I wasn't technically supposed to stream today anyway. I only decided I was going to stream today like last night. But yeah, no, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Over there on the land of YouTube. What are you tutting me about? You should be happy because it might mean I come and play a little bit of 7 Days with you by cutting it short. Unless you're tutting at my late night last night, which you can't say anything because you were up with me, so. Ruby Emily, if you're wondering who I'm talking to, Eleni is over on Twitch. I'm dual streaming. And yeah. You're doing great. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Yeah, I'm enjoying a nice chill Saturday today. Sat down. I started a new job recently which involves a lot of walking around, and it's also a 10-mile cycle ride to my job. So yeah, my weekends at the minute are a nice rest of my legs. But yeah, we'll chill out on Interrealms for a bit, I think. I've got a few copper trapdoors to cycle through. And I think we'll then wrap up stream. Who is live for us to raid? Let's have a look. End is live. We could raid Enzyme. Another fantastic member on the Interrealms. We could raid Jank. We could raid Deep. We could raid Soul Signal. We'll see. I'll cycle through these trapdoors. And then see what we've got. But if you guys want to see more of those tutorial type streams, I've got a few other farms that I can do. Basically anything here. We've got some crop farms. I will stick to only my farm design. So this here, that's an old mango moss farm. Obviously, I'm not going to do a tutorial for that. Make some pretty good designs. Yeah, I'm not looking for graphic designers or anything at the minute. And I would just be careful about doing that in people's chats because there are a lot of people that are a lot less lenient on stuff like that in chat than me. So just be careful of that. Appreciate the offer, but yeah, I'm not looking for stuff like that, and I don't. I personally don't appreciate self promo in chat. And I know a lot of people will straight up ban people from chats from doing that. So just be careful with that. Yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah, farms. I've got my lava farm I could do. The super smelter I won't because it's quite a temperamental farm anyway. There is a schematic in a video description somewhere on my YouTube channel. I think it's one of the Farming Minecraft episodes. No, it's my Interrealms video of this. There's a schematic download should people want to do that. There's the clay mud farm I could do. Wither skeleton farm I've done of. The double blaze spawner, little roller coaster. Yeah, number of farms that I could do this sort of tutorial style. Yeah, live tutorial style stream. It's been an interesting one doing that one actually. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think I'd need to watch more redstone tutorials, I think, to maybe get a bit more of the style. It's not it's not a style of content that I'm very comfortable with because my content has always been, and this has been right from the start from 2 years ago, it's always been just I'm chilling playing games and people can come watch me if they want. Like a tutorial for me is it's not quite that. I'm probably not making any sense at all, but like doing a tutorial isn't necessarily chilling for me. You know, as opposed to this where I'm just doing something I need to do, playing around, and yeah. Excuse me. PC's bling-a-ling-a-ling at me. So rude. And if you're wondering what on earth this server is, then yeah, there's all the links in my Twitch chat. And yeah, you can check out my YouTube channel where this will be posted. I don't know, what do people think? Because obviously I did this block by block, so there's not necessarily loads of editing that needs to be done. Like, do I try and edit it more, like cut out all the chat interactions for the main YouTube video? Do I just like cut out the break? And stuff like that. Oh, no. Thanks for the YouTube link. No worries, Diddy. No worries. That's usually in my chat. It's on a timer, I think. But yeah. But if yeah, if anybody ever wonders like how to find me on any socials and stuff, all all of my usernames are the same across everything. Across Discord, across like Discord, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. It's always the Chemist77. Same capitalization. Same everything. Never any underscores. Never anything. So yeah, it makes me very, very happy. Lucky. How dare? What do you mean, how dare? I'm not the one that based my gamer tag off of their real name. You're making hot chocolate? Oh, maybe I should go make a hot chocolate as well. I could go make one, put some squirty cream on it. Come join you in the community VC. Just take this can of squirty cream with me and just do it straight into my mouth. Right in front of you. Anyway, we're just about done here, so we're gonna finish up and raid out. Just a short stream today, 2 hours, 80 minutes. I mean, I wasn't even supposed to stream today anyway. So, Eleni, if you want to get the raid message in. If she can beat me, that is. Let's get Eleni anywhere, is challenge her. Yep, there she is. Yeah, I think there's probably only enough trapdoors around here to get us to there, and that should be a full shulker box. So we're quite a lot of trapdoors short, which I don't like at all. Anyway. That'll do it from us for today. I'm sorry we couldn't do more predictions, but yeah, I'm feeling just a bit now. Might be something to do with the very late night I had last night. Shh, no one needs to know that though. So we're gonna raid out to the one, the only Mr. Enzyme, who is also streaming from the interim server at the minute. And yeah, always do love to raid a fellow Interrealmer. So let's get that going. Everybody copy a raid message. And I will see you guys around. on Tuesday when we will be playing probably some Satisfactory with Eleni. And yes, Tuesday is also my second stream anniversary. 2 years to the day since my first stream. Which is very cool. 2 years since my first video today. 2 years since my first stream on Tuesday. What a set. And then next month will be my first ever affiliate anniversary. Which I'm hoping to do another subathon for. It may have to work out slightly differently. We may have to do it in like shifts though. So yeah. But get your raid message in. We're gonna head over to Enzyme. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you everyone for watching. And yeah, bye.